my dolls too, and everyone keeps running off for urgent business.
How did you end up being invited?
Oh, that's all thanks to Elisa, the lovely young woman in the yellow dress. She saw me at the town market and saw some real potential in my work. She said that the people in the manor might be interested in seeing it, and you didn't have to ask me twice.
I see. How is pitching going so far?
I'll admit, it's a little slow.
You are an optimistic...
My mother used to say that my hope will be but what's the point of living if you don't believe?
You may be right about that. At least... Did you say you're selling dolls?
And making them, yes.
I see you have one with you.
Of course. Matilda here is my favorite. I'd love to get some on. Well, what do you think?
Oh, it's just lovely. So detailed and human-like.
That's exactly what I wanted to accomplish. Thank you. I knew someone here would appreciate. I'm hoping to show her to the Countess. With her approval, making toys is what I wanted to do. My father always called this foolishness, among other things. Said it's not manly work. I never managed to convince him.
I'm sorry. That must have been...
Well, here I am, still at it. I do have a feeling that I'm onto something with Matilda. Just you wait. My gut tells me that tonight is going to bring something special, and it's never wrong.
Best of luck with everything, Petya. Hope everything works out with the Countess.
Thank you, Lisa. You're very kind.
Come on. Don't any of you cowards want to have any fun?
My lady, with all due respect, Russian roulette just seems like, too much fun for the night.
Fine, get lost then. Be on your merry way. Who knew that the second time I die would be of boredom? Now, would you look at this pretty picture? I could barely recognize you from... Where did you get this dress?
It's a gift from the Countess.
Huh. I thought... Name is Alisa, by the way.
Lisa, it's a pleasure. So, I've just...
Congratulations. That must be quite shocking. Thrilling. I'm envious, really.
Yes, thank you. I'm not quite sure how to process. What does one even do with this? Being dead, drinking blood, who knows what else?
Same thing anyone around here does. Masticating plain eternity day after day. Spicing it up any way you can.
Hence the Russian roulette.
We're already dead, aren't we? Do you fancy a round?
Maybe some other time.
Suit yourself.
May I ask who was the young man you talked with earlier?
Who, Petya? Why, are you interested?
Goodness, no. I was just making...
Don't be shy. We're not attached. Petya is human. I picked him up at the town market. He is a salesman. Ridiculous.
If you two are not an item, may I ask why did you invite him?
Because it was my turn.
A turn for what?
To spice up the eternity.
So, it's true what they say? Vampires live forever?
We exist forever. We don't live. But then again, few do.
Does this mean that we can't die? I mean, stop existing?
Oh, sweetheart, there is nothing easier. Just stop drinking blood for a few days, fall from a high roof, or just step into the sunlight.
I should probably be writing this all down.
So, now that you have eternity on your side, do you consider your existence more valuable?
No, of course not. Pulse or no pulse, life is just as valuable as it always was.
I see. In that case, how would you compare the value of your new existence to, say, Petia's?
What a strange question. They are equally important, of course.
Fair enough. Still, it's an interesting thought experiment, isn't it?
Indeed. Excuse me. I think someone is calling for me.
Have you tried the Countess's Cabernet? Honestly, I think this may have been the best one I ever tasted.
I prefer to stick to clear drinks around here. If you really want to try some decent Cabernet, stop by my salon on the main street.
Oh, that sounds like a challenge. I'll take you up on that offer.
Hello. I don't think I've seen you around here before. I'm Arbin.
I'm Lisa. Good evening to you too.
You don't sound so sure. Is it really a good one for you?
You're right. If I'm honest, it hasn't been the easiest night.
That's what I thought. My advice is always be honest, unless you absolutely can't be. In the end, it does make everyone feel better.
That's a good piece of advice.
Stick with me, lovely.
Arbin, I've only just been turned, and all of this is very... May I trouble you for some advice?
I hope you don't mind me asking, but has someone in...
Yes. My father. Wine. You aren't clairvoyant.
Everyone becomes a little clairvoyant if they live long enough. I saw you drinking that glass earlier, and I think you should be careful around it, my dear.
Alcohol's my father's problem. It isn't mine.
It's not just alcohol you should be concerned about. You can keep away from it if you want. Blood, however, you will now have to drink, whether you like it or not.
Whether I like it or not.
Demons are hereditary, my dear. Always remember that.
I couldn't help but overhear that you are a wine expert.
I dabble. I run a literary salon in town and serve drinks there.
How exciting. All kinds of interesting people must come by.
You'd be surprised, my dear, and mildly disappointed. I'd love for you to stop by one day. I'll treat you to a round of something nice.
I'll make sure to visit. Since you're an expert, may I ask you about the wine that the Countess gave me? I'll admit I found it delicious, but it wasn't really wine.
It was not. Cabernet was sort of our code word for blood, so we don't... And then we just got used to it. Funny how language works.
Yes, funny. Well, I should get going.
Good luck. I have a feeling we'll see each other soon.
Good timing. I just finished up.
Yes, how.
Don't be snappy, Lisa. Smoking is an important... So, are there any other questions you have left for me?
What is going on in the basement of the manor?
Oh yes, the basement. If I were...
Excuse.
All I know is that Countess conducts her business and...
If it's so confidential, how come I ended.
Minor oversight. You were supposed to be moved upstairs before you were up, but appears that...
And whose oversight was it? May I.
Let's not focus on casting blame, shall we? I say all's well that ends well. So, are there any other questions you have left for me?
Who ended up letting me out of the chamber?
If I'm honest, I haven't the foggiest idea. I thought you knew.
Well, I don't. And whoever it was gives me the goosebumps. On top of everything, I ended up promising them a favor and felt a bad burn on my shoulder right after. Do you know what it could possibly be?
Let me take a look. Oh, brother.
What?
It could be nothing, really. No need to worry. Just make sure that you show this to the doctor when you see him, all right?
All right.
So, are there any other questions you have?
If vampires are real, does this mean other fairy tales are?
You'll have to be more specific.
Rusalkas? Domovoys? Ghosts?
Yes? No? Yes. We'll spend all night here if we keep talking about flora and fauna. If you want my advice, focus on yourself first. So, are there any other...
I suppose that's it.
Perfect. If you don't mind me asking, I take it you've done a couple laps around the ballroom. Learned a little more.
Well, for starters, I'm still dead.
Get over it already. You can walk, you can talk, what else do you need?
What about my immortal soul?
See, I know you're that type, getting all bogged down in the details. It's a minor inconvenience, really, for everything that you...
And what do we get in return?
Alright. Have you read Thunderstorm?
Of course I did. Tragic story.
It sure is. Well, unlike Katerina in the play, you no longer need to wonder why people can't fly.
How did you do that?
By sheer will, Lisa. It's very simple.
How were you even talking with me in such a state?
That's yet another benefit of being one of us. We can project our thoughts into people's minds. I prefer it, really. I find normal speech kind of primitive.
Why don't you do it all the time, then?
I'd love to, but you don't want to get too used to it and scare a human by accident. Now, why don't you try it? Let's see what kind of bat you are.
Goodness!
Isn't this a hoot? Come on, I'll show you around. Seems like you're catching on. Follow me.
I can't believe I'm actually flying.
All this talk about death. Don't you feel more alive than you ever have right now? Shh. There. Look.
If only I had 3 coins to my name, then I'd show 'em. They'd all see.
Is this what you wanted to show me? A drunk peasant?
What I wanted to show you is how to use your new powers. Meet Trophime. He is the Countess's former serf, now custodian and coachman. Among other things, he makes sure no one goes in or out of here without her permission. Important man. Now, come with me. How is life, Trophime?
My lord, is that you? Or the boy?
I can see that. It's nearly... All right, enough pleasantries. Watch this.
What happened to him? Is he all right?
He is fine. We call this enchantment.
So, how do I...
Don't worry. Whistling is just for me. It's like a cure for the hiccups. When you need it, it will come to you.
What does enchantment...
It makes people tranquil. While they are in trance, they don't feel pain or have a clear memory of what happened.
So they don't remember any...
Not quite. They may not remember what happened, but they won't forget how you made...
Sounds like a subject for some...
You don't know the half of it yet.
Does this mean you can just come up to anybody and make...
In theory, but firstly, they have to like you. An important condition. Without it, secondly, you should only do it to you.
So it doesn't work on other...
I didn't say that.
Hmm?
There are rumors that the best of the best can indeed enchant, but I don't even know if the Countess has that kind of power. Besides, this would certainly not be considered ethical.
I bet they wouldn't mind to have that power, though.
Oh, without a doubt.
So why would you want to enchant someone?
I thought you might ask that. There are two. 1.